Hello everyone, welcome to the Electrical Innovations YouTube channel. In this video I want to talk about some of the things we do as a business that give you, the customer, the trust to use us, and also that goes a long way to showing why to have us in your house instead of the next guy down the street. Because let's be fair, we can all go on the NIC, EIC website, look for a local approved contractor, or go on Check a Trade or the NAPIT site, look for a local listing of all the local people in our area, and there's hundreds and hundreds, and some of them you'll know from word of mouth in the local area. You put a post up on Facebook and say, can I get a local electrician, and people will get put forward. Others you'll never heard of, and they're companies that are just down the road and you wouldn't even know they're there. So how do you choose who to have in your house, and how do you trust them? And that's a big deal for us. So as a company, this is something that we really focus on, and getting the basics right. And I say basics because I really think they are basic things that everyone in business should be doing. Everyone employing someone else's services should be considering as well. So these are the basics for us. And unfortunately in our industry, and in a lot of home services and a lot of the trades industry, they just don't happen. They're the basics that just aren't there. And we all know what they are, and we'll go down them in this episode. So hopefully this will be helpful for customers looking to employ an electrician. It will show you the things you should look out for. Even if you're not looking at employing us and you're looking at someone either near us, hopefully not us, because you'd be picking us locally. But if you're looking for an electrician anywhere around the country, these are some easy things that will help you choose. If you are an electrician, you're watching this and you're wondering how you can make yourself more attractive to customers, these are some of the basics that I believe should be everywhere and everyone should be adhering to. So let's get into it. Now, these are the things that, as I've employed people over the years to work for me, and not in the company, I mean as a homeowner, they've really annoyed me. So when it comes to me doing it for customers, I've needed to make sure that we're really tight on this. And I believe our success over the years of going from a one-man band on our own and growing the business, these are the things that have really helped us along that path. And I said basic already, and they really are. So the first one that I've got on my list is answering the phone when it rings. Now that might sound crazy, but we all know what it's like, and we're guilty of it still sometimes in our business, and we do our best, and I think that's all you can hope for. But it is, if someone's ringing and needs an electrician or needs a tradesman of any type, if you're going to ring someone and they're not answering the phone, you're just going to pick the next person on the list. So for us as a company, we want those people to be ringing us and we want to answer those calls. So we go out of our way to make sure those calls are answered. We've got an office that's got someone in it to be able to answer the calls. The calls come to me, they come to Charlene. I've also got a call centre. So if the call gets missed, you actually have someone who can pick up that call and speak. You can speak to a person, which is great. Now, we all know what it's like. You've rang your plumber, you've texted him 3 times. 2 weeks later, you try him again, and he just ignores you still, and you just move on to the next one. And this is when people say, I can't find a good tradesman, I can't find a good this. And what they actually mean is, the guy I know who is good just doesn't answer his phone. It's probably because he's busy, or he might be on holiday and have no cover. So the basic thing for us is answer the phone. That's number one. So the next one is, once you've spoke to the customer, or is myself at home, I need some trades in at home at the moment. Once you've spoke to that plasterer or whoever you need, you want to know when they're going to come. Now, stick to what you say. If it's today, brilliant. If it's next week, brilliant. Just make sure that it is when you say it is. And if you end up saying it's 3 weeks time, I'll turn up, make sure that's right, because the last thing you want is customer to be thinking, electrician's supposed to be around today and not coming, or electrician is supposed to have been calling me back and not. So answer the phone when it rings. When you tell your customer you'll do something or be there or call back or something, that's number 2. So keep your promises. Again, basic stuff, keep your promises. So those are the foundations for us, 2 really easy ones, and I think everyone can agree there's not much more to it with that, is there? No one's going to say, oh no, that's all rubbish, you don't need to answer the phone, but obviously you do. Okay, the next one is fast turnaround. So On the spot quotes is quite important for us. We can't always do that. Like today, I've been to an EV charge quote and it's 50 odd meters. I think it's 47 meters of cable, which I've got the price of, but it's the charger as well. It's a few more bits in the garage. It's the labour. So it just takes a bit more of looking at. I can't just give them a price on the spot. However, told the customer he'll have the quote today and he'll have the quote today. So if I didn't think I'd be able to get the quote to him for a week, I'd have said I'll get it by the end of the week, and stick to those promises. When you tell a customer you'll do something, you do it. Same the other way around. If I want someone to come to my house and I've stayed in all day and they don't turn up, I'm not going to be happy. If I've had someone come out and give me a quote and then I'm still waiting for it a week later, not going to be happy. So these are the things that as electricians we try and be hot on. So answer the phone, getting out there quickly, giving a quote on the spot to a fast turnaround. Okay, so the next thing we try and do, and this is a really important one to me, and it's our company image. So when you see us out and about, or in photos or videos or anything like that, I would hope that our image makes us look like a professional, reliable, trustworthy company to deal with. So this goes, uniform, which you can see we've got, names on the jackets, sign written vans, looking professional, looking the part. That's important to us. Now, when I'm sending my guys out to jobs, I want my customers to know the person that comes into their house works for the company, not a subcontractor, they're a direct employee. If they are a subcontractor, we're still going to kit them out the same. We don't tend to use subcontractors. We've used them in the past. Some people do, some people don't. It's all good. For us, ours are all directly employed, so they're going to turn up in one of our vans, they're going to turn up in our uniform, they're going to look professional, well presented, they're going to be clean. That we've all seen it, haven't we? The typical tradesman turning up in the back of a battered old van, rusted, filthy, gets out, jeans covered in silicone and paint and trainers on and all that, smoking a fag and all of the typical, stereotypical, should I say, image of the tradesman. And we don't want that. When you go to, I know it sounds stupid, but when you go to McDonald's, they're always in uniform, they always look professional. You have DPD out, they're in the van, sign written, they're delivering in the uniform, or when you have some of the others you have, in the parcel gets thrown over your fence and there's a guy in a t-shirt and you don't know who they're from. It's a different image entirely, isn't it? And we would much rather be that well-presented, professional-looking company rather than the ones that you see a guy in shorts and t-shirt and with a parcel in his hand wandering down your drive. You don't know where he's come from or anything like that. It's a bit so. There's opinions on both. Some people don't think the workwear matters, but we do. We like it, and we like customers to know who they get into the door and know that we're vetted and trusted and all the rest. So the workwear, the image, the vans, the sign writing, all of that's really important for us, and we do that so the customers can see that and know who we are. There's no guessing. There's no someone turning up at the door and who are you? What are you here for? They know, the electrician says it on the van, says it on the jacket. That's good. So that's really important for us. So another thing that goes hand in hand with that is being on time. Now, we've already talked a bit about getting back to customers in time, or when you employ a tradesman, you're wanting them to keep you updated on how the job's going and all that. But when you have us come to the job, we're going to let you know we're on the way. So you're going to get a text before we leave where we are, like we're driving to you, so you know we're coming, you know you're expecting us. Now, this is not essential, let's be fair, but in this day and age, it's expected. You got a delivery coming, they give you a booking reminder, so you know when it is. They're not just going to ring you up, yeah, I'll be there next Wednesday, and then Wednesday comes, they don't turn up. Oh, I didn't say Wednesday, I said Thursday. It's not good, is it? So we don't do that. You get a booking reminder. You get an email, a text, or both. So you know when we're coming, and then when we're on the way, you get a text. And we find it's just helpful for everyone because everyone knows where they are with it then. And putting that the other way of like trying to nail down a plasterer to come to my house, like when are they coming? I don't know. Might be able to fit you in next week. Look, it's not great. It's not great. So we go out of our way to try and make that easy for our customers. And hopefully, if you're watching this and thinking about hiring us, you know what you're getting then. You know, we've already told you. And when you ring up and make the phone call, we'll say, oh, you know, you'll get a booking reminder and you'll get confirmation on the day that someone's on the way and all that. So you know what you're expecting. There's no surprises. People don't like surprises. So we try and keep the surprises down. So that's the next thing we do. Hand in hand with that is communication about all aspects of the job. So you could be the best electrician in the world, and if you don't tell anyone, they don't know. Equally, you could be the best electrician in the world, but if you don't tell someone they're coming round, you're not going to be able to get in the job, are you? Again, you could be the best electrician in the world, but if you've had to do a load of extras and charge the customer for them, the customer didn't know about it, they're not going to be happy. So communication is really important for us. So letting people know when you're on the way, letting people know when the job's done, letting people know what's been involved with the job and how it's going to be handled going forward, all of that sort of thing, very important. So the way we do that is we use a single software that does it all for us. So when we message a customer, it goes through the app. When the customer messages us, it goes back in the app. So there's a track record of what's been going on, who's talked to who. So if I go out one day and then one of the other lads goes out the next day, we can see what's going on. We're not having to ask the customer because it's all there. I go out to quote and I can take a photo. We go out to do the job. The team can look at the pictures. They're not having to keep asking the customer. We've had it in the past, believe it or not. We had a complaint off a customer that the electrician was asking them too many questions. So, you know, electrician just wanted to make sure the customer was happy. Customer says, I've already been through all this with Ben when he came out to quote. And she's perfectly right, she had. And then, obviously, I hadn't communicated to our electrician well enough what was needed to be done on the job. So when he kept asking her, it was stressing her out because she was already nervous about having someone in the house. We didn't know this, she hadn't told us, but she was. So when the electrician kept going and asking the questions all the time, she didn't like it. Now, we solved that. Like, we just made sure our internal communication between myself and the team, or whoever's done a quote and the team, is better. You know, when we make sure we put things in place to ease that for customers. Now, that's a one-off. You know, we don't get many customers like that, and she was fine by the end of the job. It was a really, really nice job and all of that. But it comes up sometimes. So communication is really, really important. Finding out how someone wants to communicate and making sure you do it in their manner, and it's a cornerstone, I'd say, of us building our business is you know, communication. It goes back to answering the phone, which was the first one. Communication and how we present ourselves are very important aspects of our company. But we're electricians and we're not even got to the electrical work yet. So it's a funny one, really, isn't it? Like getting the customers to know that we're trustworthy and you can rely on us to come out to the house and do the work. It's fantastic if we can establish that up front, because it makes our life easier when we're quoting. Customer already trusts us, brilliant, they want us in. So all of this goes hand in hand. Okay, so some of the stuff we do in the background, which you might not see if you're hiring us, or you might not know about, or if you're an electrician, you're thinking, what can you do to improve your business? Insurance, background checks, being part of a membership scheme like NIC, we're on Checker Trade, you know, we've got a Checker Trade badge on there as well. All of these things that we do, again, it's showing that we are trustworthy, it's showing that we're members of these schemes who also go and vet us. So we're being audited from multiple positions. So we've got the NIC auditors, we've got Checker Trade who audit us via, that's like social proof, I guess, and reviews from other customers. Reviews on all our platforms, Facebook, Google My Business, all the other ones. So all of these different things, we don't just jump on one, because customer might never seen that. We might get a customer who's found us on Google, or if you are a customer coming along and find us on YouTube, you might not have a Facebook account. If we've got 10,000 reviews on Facebook, what good is that to anyone? Same with things like Trustpilot. I see loads of people on Trustpilot, but I don't use Trustpilot, you know. Never bother. I see it on people's marketing, but I don't think I've ever been on there and read reviews, but I buy all sorts of stuff. So we try and be everywhere. We've got a lot of reviews on Google, we've got a lot on Checker Trade, we've got lots on Facebook. So all these places is great because no matter where someone finds us from, they're going to hopefully see what other people have said about us. And most of these platforms require you to have your things like your insurance in place. Make sure that all your background checks are in place, and we do all that so then we can go and be on all these platforms and make it easier for people to find us. So that's working for us. We might not have it on the front of our website. We probably do actually, insured and background checked. But it's just another one that goes along the path to showing that we're a professional company, showing that we're trustworthy, reliable, all the rest. It all goes hand in hand. Okay, so the last one I'm going to cover is, some people might think it's the first one. I don't think, I think it's a given as being a baseline, rather than being like something that's really important and you should strive to do. I think it's a baseline and everyone should do as a minimum, and it's the highest standard of work. So every job we do is to the highest, best quality we can do, and that's not number one for me, because that's the normal. Sounds weird. Maybe I'm maybe I'm not putting it across right, but for me, when you go and do the job's always going to be to the highest standard. So I can't be saying that that's the number one thing. We're better than everyone else, because all the other electricians should be doing it as well. So the job's the job. It's done right. It's done safe. It's done to a good quality standard. Brilliant. But everyone can do that, and or should be doing that. That should be a given. You shouldn't be worried about that. When you hire an electrician who's fully qualified and all the rest, that's how they should be working. Unfortunately, they're not. Not everyone does. It's awful, really. But for us, you get that. It's just the norm to us. So all these other things that go hand in hand with putting ourselves out there in front of customers. The quality, high standard of work is a given. We present that on our Facebook pages, on our marketing, and on our website, and all the rest, and on videos like this when I actually leave the office and go and do some stuff on site. You'll see. But that's, for me, it is in the list of things we do and things we need to show customers. But it's certainly, it's not the only thing to worry about. The next person along might think it is. They might say, "Oh, I'm the best. My quality is the best." But if it's filthy, leaves a mess behind him, he turns up in a bad old van that leaks oil on your drive. Does it matter if he's the best electrician you've ever seen? No, it doesn't. As long as it's to a high quality, it's safe, all the rest, that's what we want. That is what we want. It's safe. It's really good quality. That's what we strive for. So all these factors come into it, and it's not just about that workmanship, which should always be good. It's not. It's one of those weird ones, really. So I hope it makes sense with that bit. It's you might get some people out there saying the number one most important thing is the quality of the work, and they're not wrong. They're not wrong. But at the end of the day, as long as your work is good quality, which it should be, otherwise you shouldn't be out there selling services. The rest that goes with it is, in my opinion, just as important, and it's often overlooked, particularly some of the real basic stuff like just answering the phone when people call you, or getting back to them in a suitable time frame, which is just, we all know what it's like. How many times have you rang a plumber and he said, "Oh, I'll pop in on my way home," and then just forgets, down the pub, whatever. Maybe not, that's not fair on the plumbers, probably at home with the family, but it's easy to forget when you're a one-man band trade out on your own. So what we've tried to do is, as we've grown, we make sure we've got those things in place, where is if one guy's job overruns, we've got another team member who can come and pick up the slack, and we found the customers want that. And as much as they've got a guy who they've used for years but they can't get hold of him because he's busy, and they'd like to keep using him, they call us and we're straight out there, and it's great. And I think you can find that in your local area. If you're not in Derby and let's say you're miles away and you're looking for a local electrician, trying to find someone who's got all these systems in place to make themselves easily contactable and easy to employ the services, it is a big help. So we'll cover this more in a future video, because this is something that's close to my heart as a business owner. I often get asked how we've gone from being just, particularly from other electricians, how do you get off the tools, how do you grow your business, how do I take on more staff and things like that. And it's not always about going out there and doing more work, because it's not. You can work until you're in the ground really, but you need to be getting hold of them basics, and it's speaking to customers right and acting like customers expect nowadays. We're all customers, aren't we? We all buy stuff all the time, and you go out and you buy things. If you've not had a good experience, you're not gonna buy again. And you buy stuff on Amazon, it's here the next day. You go in Argos, you get a text to say your stuff's been delivered. You can go and collect it, and you know that is what's expected in this day and age. And I think the trades as a whole are just a bit behind the bit behind the eight ball, I guess, on that. It's changing. It's changing. A lot of companies now are using a lot of softwares that help with this massively. A lot of people are just up in the game, and it's really good to see. It's good for the industry. It's good for me when I hire someone. They're not looking at the way we do things and thinking it's crazy, because they're kind of used to it. So it's good overall, and most importantly, it's good for the customer and good for the end user, I guess. So okay, that wraps this one up. So thanks for watching. Thanks to the people who've watched the older videos I've already done and have left comments. That's been fantastic. If you've watched this one and you've made it all the way to the end, I shouldn't say made it all to the end, should I? It's a bit disparaging of myself, but if you've got this far, you've obviously enjoyed it, hopefully. Leave us a comment on what you think. Let me know how you handle this in your business, or if you're a customer, let me know let me know some of your horror stories of bad trade experience you've had. Let me know what you'd like to improve that experience, because we're not perfect. We're always looking to improve things and do things better, and hopefully we do. So it'll be good to hear some conversation about the way things are done with other people. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.